Samson, even though God anointed him, he had foolish ways. He acted foolish in a lot of ways. Samson was not a wise man. He didn't consider careful his results of action. I say it again, he did not consider the results of his action. A lot of people today in leadership, they don't consider their actions, because every action trigger a reaction. Because you're not going to do things and think nothing that can come behind that. And Samson thought he can do what he wanted to do, and nothing ever happened. But at the end of the day, he didn't care about the future he lived. He lived for the moment. You hear people say it sometimes, hey, and I'm not planning for next year. I'm planning for right now. No, to be successful, you have to plan for the future, because you wanna pray that every day become better, not just living in the moment. And that's what Samson did. Samson really lived in the moment, and he lived in his own flesh. He was not looking for God's wisdom. He relies on his own strength. A lot of people today, they know God is God. They believe and trust in God, but they get so caught up on godly things. They get so caught up on money. They get so caught up on fortune and fame. That's when money become a lust. That's when money become a controlling factor. Money was not designed to rule us. We are designed to rule in money. And when money starts ruling, and anything with lust start ruling who you are, determining how you go about doing business, at the end of the day, failure is right around the corner, like I said earlier. So we want to make sure we keep God at the center of our life, because we were created after God's own image to be rulers, to be dominion over everything. We was created right there. God said that in Genesis 1:26. And so we have to keep that in mind. We are supposed to be rulers, dominions over everything. And in order to do that right there, we got to trust Him and stay in line. Not saying we're not going to slip down, we're not going to fall down. But when you stay grounded, God will pick you up and dust you off and keep on going. And Samson learned the hard way. And unfortunately, a lot of leaders fall in the same category. And like I said earlier, leadership don't start right now in the secular world. Leadership was defined in the Bible 2,000 years ago, and Jesus Christ was the example of what a leader should be. And you don't need validation who you are. When people see your passion, they see your influence, they know who you are.
So many times we give into the allure of comparing our lives to others, and we say, well, this is where I should be, this is where I need to be. And so many times we forget to focus on God and what He has for us, what He has in front of us. And sometimes we don't even seek God, and we seek Him only when it's convenient. Oh God, I need to hear your voice. And He don't hear your voice, you take the advice of others, and then you say, well, man, I wish I would have made better decisions. So continue to trust God, and it's okay not to be there yet. God, there's a season for everything. There's a timing for everything. And life doesn't, you can't say, well, if I get there, I'm gonna be happy. If I get this opportunity, I'll be more happy and be more better for me. You got to enjoy your health, enjoy your life. Things change, opportunities change. So enjoy what's before you, and don't, let where you're not discourage you from, where you can be. Situations gonna come. Like think about it. David at one time in the Bible, he was a shepherd before he became a king, and that's a good little period of time. That wasn't like a week he's a shepherd and then the next week he's a king. No, it was years that passed by, and God tested his character. And sometimes what God does, He tests our character. He tests your endurance. Will this person continue to serve me, honor me, even if the things that they pray for don't come to pass? Will they continue to serve me after I bless them with this job? After I bless them with the things that would continue to trust me, be a blessing, and treat others with respect and integrity, despite how they are treated. And so God tests our character, and most importantly, you gotta know your values as a person, that you can withstand the pressures of life, and not allow it to break you from your focus, from your diligence, and from the things that you find happiness in. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just allow not being where you want to be to distract you from the process of continue putting God first, continue being disciplined, continue, just giving yourself to God as it talks about as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to Him. That means every day that you're living for a higher calling. You're living for something bigger than yourself. And that's where we find you'll find contentment, and we find more joy and more peace because we see things above.
I've learned a lot of people care about what other people think of them. That's not important. What's important is what you think of yourself. So what I've learned and what I can share with somebody else, if you live your life, rather than social media and work, worrying about what the next person think about you, it's going to drive you crazy. So love yourself, work on yourself, and don't pay nobody any mind. It's too many people in the world to pay attention to what somebody else doing, what somebody else is thinking. Love yourself. And if you love yourself, that love is going to be expressed amongst other people. They're going to see that you're loving, caring, a positive person. So do not worry about what anybody think or feel about you. That is what I've learned and what I can share to other people. Be yourself, love you, and other people are going to love you.
I learned this whole year. I learned to never settle on anything in life. Like, if you want, like, a new job, or you're thinking about starting school, or anything that will have an effect on your personal life, never settle. Especially if you're unhappy in a certain space, just go for it. Never be afraid to take that first step.
About that, but a lot of these situations right now, like setbacks and all that, Jesus is the key. And I asked His blood to cover me and protect me. And I read a lot in the New Testament about setbacks, and like Paul talk about it, about his things that were happening to him, and how God set him back and made him understand He needed him and stop persecuting His people, and He did. Moses went through it when he went in the desert, and for 40 years, he had to go back. He had a setback, and then they had a setback with the giants. I was just in church the other day, and they were talking about Caleb and Joshua and how the people of Israel got scared when the other spies came back and told them how big the people of the land was. Them was a setback. So, but at the same time, God still got the job done. Joshua got the job done, got him to the promised land, got the job done. David went through a few setbacks in his life. A couple people went through some setbacks, but God made a way for him and got him to the point where it's no more setbacks. It's time to get it. Go. It's time to go and get it. And they have done that. And most powerful thing in this world is God. Jesus is King. So that's how I get through my setbacks. That's how I overcome them, most important. Next one is how I balance my life. Faith. Most important thing is faith. Faith is how I balance my life. Everything reflects on my faith. My faith, my family. Faith and family. I don't rely on finances to balance my life. I rely on my faith. I rely on the wisdom that God give me to balance my life and balance the things out of my life. As I got older, I learned that it's faith. There's nothing to it. It's no finances. It's no, this secret way is faith. God gave us a book. He gave us the cheat codes, the book. He gave us the book to map it out, to how to balance our life, how to find that balance, how to find that focus. But a lot of us don't want to realize that. Balance is just focus and faith. Find that faith. Be perseverant. You got to persevere for a lot. You got to have discipline. You got to have everything. And you got to balance your life. Like you balance a checkbook. Everything got to balance. Your time, how you spend your time, what you do with your time. Most important, how I say balance is you got to give God some time out your day. If it's just 5 minutes to 20 to an hour, I give God time. I don't care where I'm at, I'm giving him time because he deserved that. He made me, he gave me this life, he gave me these 2 legs to walk, give me these eyes to see, give me these hands to write with and touch, these legs, these arms, to do things with, these shoulders, everything. He gave me parts of my body I need to do things with. He gave me everything, eyes to see, mouth to talk, everything. And we have a functional body, so we must give God our time and give him back what we gave him. Not just sowing in church. We got to give him the 10%. We got to give him everything back. We got to give him our time back. We got to give him that because he gave us time. it giving us time. So balance is mostly faith, and faith has led me to a lot. You know what I'm saying? Action, you gotta have action behind your faith, because without works, faith is dead. So my faith, I have action. I love putting myself and telling people about my faith. I love telling people about God and Jesus and putting my faith to work. I want my faith to be shown through me so people can see how great God is. Not for me, not for my own glory, for God's glory. Because God is great. I want God to come. I want his glory to shine through everybody, all his believers, to show people how great he is. His light is important.
How does one overcome setbacks? Number one, you just shake it off and you keep pushing. You keep praying, you keep striving, you keep trying until something happens. I'm a firm believer in never giving up. I wasn't raised on giving up or throwing a towel in. If you want something bad enough, you're going to do everything in your power to go forth and get the job done. But also, you can't be in a rush for things either, because sometimes a setback could be a blessing from God. Also, you must know that everything happens in God's timing. You know, you may want something so bad to happen right now, today, but are you really ready for what you're praying for? Are you really ready for what you really want? Are you prepared financially, emotionally, spiritually? Until you get ready and prepared for it, that's when God will bless you for it. So it's best you get ready, get set, and keep pushing.
Being a strong woman to me means that you can tell yourself the truth about yourself, and you can tell yourself the truth about others, and you can accept that. Once you accept that, then you know how to move. You know how to move for yourself, and you know how to move for others. To me, being a strong woman is dealing with a lot of pains, disappointments, and hurts from your past, but yet you don't let that stop you or interfere with whatever it is that you're trying to do in life. I done come up against a lot of obstacles and different things that try to deter me or stop me from getting to my point and purpose of what it is that I know that I'm supposed to do. So being that I didn't let those things stop me, but yet I recognize those things and what they was coming at me for, I was able to encourage myself, motivate myself, build myself up. And guess what? That's what gave me strength in being a strong woman.
In my opinion, what really makes a strong man is possessing that key characteristic a man should have, and that's leadership. I feel as though every man needs to possess that leadership skill in order to be able to run a household. We've been known to be the head of households, but we have our co-captains in our wives who does an amazing job, and we need to be able to understand our role and our wives understand their role. And in order to do that, we need to be able to lead and be able to possess that leadership skill. And I think for the most part, for me, man, it's what really motivates me to continue to be that strong man in my household is continues to making sure that my wife and my daughter is taken care of. And that's the leadership that comes within me. And I feel as though I need to be.
We should be thankful for life, health, and strength. We as millennials think that we are entitled to wake up every morning and for everything to be okay. But it's really God's grace that allows us to wake up every morning to see a brand new day, and we should do everything that we can to make the most of our day. I've taken care of many patients during my 10 years of nursing who are young that were my age and had to rely on me as their nurse to do everything for them, to eat, to sleep, to breathe for them as far as being on the ventilator. They could not take care of themselves at all. And it has taught me to be thankful just when I get up in the morning, to be thankful that I'm alive, that I'm breathing, that I have the activities of my limbs, and that I am